Welcome back. We have her outside finally, so we're gonna get ready and start disassembling and pull the cable off. Alright, so we got a lot of stuff to disconnect and unplug from in the engine bay. We've got the seat and everything else out. We gotta pull the carpets, undo the seat belts. The cab is all unbolted. I think I got just this bolt left up here when I fix the frame rail. We're going to be tearing this apart, so stay tuned. We'll do little bits at a time as I go. Alright, so we got the balance off, we got our headlights out and everything, all our markers, all the plastic, windshield washer box, got the battery out, so that's out. Starting to get some of the bolts in the side. I got some of these unbolted down here. This is almost unbolted. I take that off, and then we can get the air box out of the way. And then soon we can start ripping down the rest of this fender. We did get all the inner bolts all the way out. All we got to do the bottom one and that inner one, and then these two top ones should be able to pull this fender off next. Alright, let's get this fender off. So we left off the other night getting this side all taken apart. We got all the bolts out on this side now, so hopefully this fender will come off with the inner liner. We had to stop because of the rain, and the rain's starting again, so let's see if we can get this side off. So this whole front piece is loose as well, so all we got to do is take off our radiator hoses up and down, unbolt the fan and the shroud. Well, there's not much left of the shroud there, but unbolt the radiator so we can get that out of the way, because we got to pull the wire harness out from behind it, and then we can start unplugging everything from the firewall on both sides, especially like this side. We got to unbolt those, unbolt the steering column out, pull the clutch solenoid out and everything, cut the last of the brake lines, unplug everything out up top, and then I think what still have to do the shifter cover and then unbolt the shifter lever, and then we pull all that out, and then we'll be able to pull the cab off shortly here. Kind of fighting the rain. I mean, about as much as I've got the roof on, but the Dodge is on this side. We just finished this, so we're getting to this right now. I'm just trying to get this done in between the freaking rain, because I've got to get this whole chassis back in the shop when I get the cab off, so the motor and everything doesn't get wet and all the electronics. So we're gonna leave the hood on for right now, and then we'll be back. Fuck this rain.
The next day.
We did get another light up over here. I haven't gotten a bulb for that side, but that side has a bulb. And then we got the big one here for nighttime. So in between this shit, we'll get this thing off. We are getting there, that's for sure. And then we can get back on the black truck. So this chassis is going to go where the black truck's sitting in the shop, and then where the red truck was sitting when we're doing the suspension and everything, we're going to put the black truck there on that side. So they'll get swapped, so I can do the bolts and everything on the cab and the nose, so I can pull that all off as one piece and then set it on this chassis and start wiring everything back up and putting stuff together. So we're getting there a little bit at a time. I mean, we do have a pile of bolts, so this is what we've taken off the truck so far to get it apart. Those are all the tools I'm using, not even all of them yet. Alright, so we got the whole nose off, both inner and outer fenders, and we finally just got the dashboard out. That's all out, got the column out. So I've got a couple more things to do. Got the clutch, what I gotta pull, the hydrostatic booster. I gotta pull the computer still. We'll probably take that shit off later on. Shift linkage has to come off for the stick. Feed down the speedometer cable that's sitting up there. This all has to come off still too, because that's got to be put into the other truck. And the center plate. So hopefully here shortly. Because they're still dealing with this freaking rain. Freaking sucks. So we're getting there a little bit more, and we should have this all off once we get the booster out. Hood latch thing, that's going to stay with the cab. So I got 2 lines I got to take off on this, and then the 4 bolts, the 2 bolts on the hydraulic side, and I think the cab will be pretty much free. And then we can see if this chain hoist works and go from there. Oh, it's raining. I take my column and my dash and get it up onto the porch. Oh, and we did get a hot tub. Woohoo! Well, that'll be for a later project. So let me get this shit under cover for all the electronic stuff, 'cause it's starting to rain again. But we do got a pile of bolts. Oh.
2,000 years later.
Alright, so we got the cab hanging finally. Got the tractor over here so we can pull the frame out from underneath it. So I just got to take the airline control box off the cab from inside, and then we can move this. Alright, so we got the frame out from underneath the cab as gently as possible. So I will lower the cab back down and we'll get it strapped to the bucket and we'll get the cab out of the way. And then we'll try to get this pushed in the shop. This box is going to go on that chassis. And that box is going to go onto that chassis over there. This box is in way worse shape. Whole bottom of it is all kind of falling out. So we got a lot of work to do with that. That'll be good for the mud truck. So, and that box is just the front edge and a little bit of damage along the back. So we can fix that one because we're putting the Cadillac taillights in that instead of this one. I mean, I'll use probably this tailgate still. I do like this tailgate. But next is going to get that off and moved around. Alright, so we got the frame pushed back into the shop. So now we can do the rest of the framework we need to for welding and everything, running our lines, some of the motor work and shit. We did tweak the rear of the bumper. We got a little too close to the door. It happens sometimes when you use a tractor, but I can fix that. I got a big wrench. So, till next time.